Last Christmas, I remember my brother telling me how excited he was about the guitar class he'd be starting in January. As the semester progressed, though, all of that excitement turned into frustration. It was really hard for him to learn how to bend his fingers into unnatural chord shapes, and even when he did, he struggled to actually play them because it hurt to push down on the hard metal strings. By the end of the school year, he felt like he was still where he started and he gave up. He hasn't touched a guitar since. I love playing guitar, so I was disappointed to see him struggle. When I took a step back to look at the issue, though, I realized he was far from the only person suffering. I have 3 younger brothers, and all 3 of them have tried and failed to learn guitar at some point in their lives. Actually, over 90% of beginner guitarists quit within the first year. The biggest struggles are the finger pain from the strings and the difficulty of learning new chords. Our team is dedicated to helping beginners overcome that initial challenge. We've developed the Chord board, the next innovation in learning guitar. It's an electronic device that has the same dimensions as a real guitar neck. Plastic buttons simulate strings but eliminate that finger pain new guitarists feel so they can focus on chords. It works like a guitar version of Bop It. A speaker within the device will call out the chords and buttons will light up in the given chord shape. Then the learner will have to play the correct buttons in order to advance to the next chord. It becomes a fun and challenging game to try to get the most correct in a row.
So, like Isaac mentioned, our original design idea was an array of buttons with lights embedded inside these buttons. The lights would light up in a specific chord shape and would wait for the user to press the correct buttons in that chord shape before moving on to the next chord. Also, a speaker within the device would call out the chord as it lit up. Our first iteration was nothing more than a mock-up with a few working buttons. After that, we kind of focused more on the electronic encoding aspect and ended up developing 2 different prototypes. And finally, we combined the electronic and physical components of our prototype into a most improved prototype with lights signifying 3 different chord shapes. So our product has been through several prototype iterations and is at its best stage currently. Originally with our market, we started researching a really broad market. We weren't really sure where to start and found out that 72 million people played guitar in the United States. From there, we were considering lots of different markets to target, such as guitar stores, guitar teachers, guitar learners, people kind of who had that interest in playing guitar but maybe hadn't yet. And after doing some customer interviews, research, and talking to different guitar players, we decided to focus more on not only current people who play guitar, but also kids, teenagers, and young adults who may be interested in playing an instrument. For example, there are 16 million people who are beginner guitarists from the ages of 13 to 64, and 11.5 million of these are between the ages of 13 and 34. Out of these, 4 million are stagnating in progress and in need of learning support. This is the market that we really want to target, and these people probably wouldn't want to drop the money on a new guitar, which can cost upwards of $200 versus our product for around $30. Also, this market includes people who already know how to play guitar because our product is portable and can be taken on the go with users to practice chords wherever they go. We're going to bring our product to this market through things like online advertising on social media, sponsorships, as well as word of mouth about our product once we start selling. And as our prototype stands now, it would be about $20 to $25 to make from scratch with the Arduino, 3D printed base, and electronic components. However, once we solidify our design and streamline manufacturing, we believe we can get the cost down to about $15. Comparing to the original or typical guitar price of about $200, our product makes learning music more affordable than ever.
In terms of finances, we see ourselves making a positive net profit by year 2. We determine these numbers by looking at our sources of revenue, which include product sales, as well as funding from potential grants, family, friends, and then our own personal investments we would put into the company. We also considered our cost of goods sold, which would include our material costs and manufacturing costs, as well as additional expenses such as legal fees and marketing and advertising costs. Due to initial startup costs, we may see a negative net profit in the first year, but by the second year we would see a profit and continue growing exponentially from there. But it's important to note that these numbers are relatively conservative. If our market size is any indication, we would easily be able to see much higher profits much more quickly than we have initially projected. Now let's take a look at our competition. There are a lot of products on the market for learning guitar. However, the Chord board is the only learning device that's also a fun game. So our top 3 competitors are the Chord Buddy, the GLDS one-click chord trainer, and the Jamstick. The Chord Buddy and the GLDS are both devices that you put on a real guitar that you already own, and essentially you're pressing buttons on the device that play the chords for you. While this decreases finger pain, it doesn't give you an authentic feeling of playing guitar that the Chord board does. Unlike these two devices, the Chord board does not need to be attached to a real guitar in order to use it. Our product is small and portable, so it gives the user the ability to practice guitar whenever and wherever they want, without having to carry around an actual guitar with them. Another competitor, the Jamstick, is a portable device as well, but it has actual metal guitar strings, so it's not minimizing that finger pain. It's also a very expensive alternative, costing $200. Our product is much more affordable for any age group. The Chord board is also the only device to make learning guitar a fun game, which increases motivation for the user. Moving forward, we would like to continue developing our prototype with better electronics, light-up features, and also audio components, because that's something we haven't been able to implement yet due to time constraints. We've also considered adding Bluetooth capabilities so that you can pair up with a set of earbuds. So instead of the speaker playing out loud, this gives the user the option to use the device more discreetly. And then in sort of a larger, grander scope of what the Chord board will be in the future, we would like to continue developing into different fret sizes and different color schemes to be able to appeal to a larger demographic of buyers. Today we are seeking funding so that we can continue to develop our product into something that we can put onto shelves to help people learn how to play guitar more easily and more affordably. So remember, there is no need to fret with the Chord board.